Good morning and welcome to Raw Vlog number 35. Raw Vlogs are recorded in front of a live steering wheel on my way to getting my Friday morning coffee delivered straight from the camera to you, raw and unrefined. In today's Raw Vlog, we are going to be talking about getting out of yourself, thinking about others, and like chilling the F out. So if you're unfamiliar with the channel, I'm Alan. This is the MTB Alan channel. Mountain bike content. Hit the subscribe button and get fresh episodes every Monday at 5 p.m. as well as these raw vlogs. Stepping into channel news, the media mod just came in a couple of days ago. I haven't had time to even open the box. It's been a bit of a crazy week this week. Personal stuff going on which I don't want to get into, but it has meant that my evenings and days have been kind of just packed with stuff. That being said, we will be opening that thing up pretty soon and getting into it and then be doing some tests. I only got the media mod. I didn't get any of the other attachments, but it does come with that shotgun mic. And so I'm gonna basically be doing audio tests on it. Just so you know, I probably won't be using the media mod really for filming POV footage. I'll mostly be using it for more of the vloggy kind of stuff, going to events, things like that. So hopefully we'll be able to use that shotgun mic to get better like sound that's a little bit further away and other things like that, but we'll be getting into that when I do that video. Any other channel news? Do you want to hear about the video that's coming out? The video that's coming out this Monday is going to be going back to Greer Ranch. Finally got to ride with Francisco J. Santana, who I rode with a while ago, and it's been a really long time since I've ridden with him, and it was nice to get back and ride with that guy. Really capable rider, even though he's tending a torn ACL. It was good riding with him. Stoke of the week. This week is, I'm stoked on Katy's riding. We rode up at Sky Park last weekend, and it just kind of fluidly happened that it turned into a couple of coaching runs where she followed me and I exaggerated some coaching tips, you know, like staying low and looking ahead in turns and stuff like that, and I just really exaggerated it, and she seemed to pick up on that. We also had footy so that she could reference that, so I was stoked on that because it seemed like she, you know, some things like she connected on some of those concepts. I'm also stoked on that because it made me realize that those things that I would coach somebody else on, I can do more of. And like, for instance, on sleigh ride, I found myself doing the turns even better and faster and more confident by exaggerating my movement, but maybe I just need to be doing it more. That's Stoke of the week. Stuff I forgot. So last week I was all about, we were gonna do the caption contest stuff. We're gonna do it this week as soon as we get to the parking lot and I can look at the comments. So we're doing that this week, I promise. So getting into today's subject about, like, you know, making it about others, making it about shared stoke, and just kind of like chilling out on stuff. So when I first started mountain biking, I was mostly mountain biking by myself, and if you're, I don't know if you had the same experience if you started largely by yourself, but I found that I didn't quite know how to ride with others that well, or if I did ride with others, it was people that, like, those are like a really small group, and I was really reluctant, resistant, afraid, whatever it was, but like I didn't like the idea of riding with people that I didn't really know. And as a result, it made me kind of, I could get a bit aggro, I think, on the trail, or just defensive if I saw other people that I didn't know. It was like sizing each other up, or I felt like we were sizing each other up, and you know, that just can turn into like a real kind of, I don't want to like overly characterize anybody, but it can make it a bit kind of jockish, I guess, and make it more about being competitive with each other in a not fun way than just having fun. And I would, you know, I was also really concentrated. I'd also get aggro, or maybe not aggro, but I'll just explain it, I guess, that I was really interested in progressing and becoming a better rider. And so I was, sorry, I'm gonna take a little detour because I think I saw one of my buddies that I never get to see. But I would, and before I go on, just let me make it clear that I see now how ridiculous some of this stuff is, but you know, I just would want to progress, and so like it was really important to me to ride with better riders, and then if somebody was not what I would consider a better rider than me, I would just maybe not be as stoked to ride with them, or just, you know, whatever. Or that's kind of what would be going on in my head, is like, is this person a better rider than me? And no, that's not my buddy. Really looks similar. FJ Cruiser, beige, same kind of bike rack. I think normally he has more stickers on the back. Wait, is that him? Wow, I'm really getting off track, crew. In any case, let me get back to it. So I'd want to ride with better riders, and then be probably a little overly judgmental about people who I didn't consider were as good riders. And then what would happen, yeah, so eventually I had to kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, when I'm riding with better riders, they're riding with me, and I'm the not better rider, and they're being totally cool with me and teaching me lines and just kind of letting me tag along, which, looking back at it, it seems kind of obvious, but you know, in these moments we don't always see the stupidity that we have. And so, you know, seeing that, and also kind of being in a position now where my wrist and hand causes me to have to pull the reins a bit and ride a bit slower, and be a little more tentative about things, and walk things that I wouldn't normally feel like I could send. I'm riding with people that are, you know, a lot better than me in this moment, and they're totally cool with me, and not only that, they hit me up and want to ride with me more. So like, it's really made me have to look back, and it's kind of made me feel bad about some of the attitudes I've had in the past. Granted, I didn't often come out and say these things or express them. They probably came out in other ways, but yeah, it's good to kind of remind ourselves that, like, it's important to kind of get out of our own heads and be aware of others, and with that, right, so like, having realized some of these things, like I did that group ride a while ago, just to go ride with people that I didn't know, and share that stoke, you know. So there was a whole bunch of different skill levels on that day, and everybody was cool with each other, and I can really appreciate that. So now I'm a lot more comfortable with, like, connecting up with people that I may or may not know, and then just getting in a group and going and riding with them, because it's just cool. And that's the thing, it's like, the first couple of runs, everybody kind of figures out where everybody else is at in terms of, like, skill and speed and whatnot, and then you just kind of, like, work your lineups as makes sense. But also, like, you start becoming more okay with just, like, maybe the person in front of you is not going as fast as you normally go, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to go balls out all the time or boobs out all the time. I don't know what the female gender version of that is, but yeah, you don't have to do that. And when you make and I think just in general with communities, with human beings, when it's all about you as an individual, when it's all about me as an individual, that's where things just really quickly go wrong, because then your experience is built purely on your experience, and it's easy to have some sort of fallacy find its way in. And when you're just kind of circulating on your own experience, it's easy to lose sight of things that you may have wrong. And interacting with other people and seeing how other people view things or think about things, seeing how other people ride things or not ride things, it really can make you check yourself, but more positively it can help you just kind of experience a broader experience things more broadly and share stuff. I know I've learned a lot riding with people that I haven't ridden with before, and that's kind of the other thing, you know, like sizing each other up. It's funny, you know, at the trailhead or at the drop-in point, you can look at somebody else and you can only size them up so much and make judgment calls, but you don't really know until you ride with them. I know I'm not gonna call out any names, but there's a few people I've ridden with when if I just see them just sitting there and at the trailhead, I wouldn't think they would be that gnarly or that fast, but trying to hold one of their wheels, or, you know, trying to stay on their wheel, you just learn really quickly. Like you can't tell. You really can't tell. I know Kelly experiences this a lot of the times up at places like Snow Summit, where she's at the drop-in point for Party Wave to Westridge, and there'll be a crew that'll see her and they'll want to get in front of her, and then the next thing you know, she's coming up on them and they're having to pull over for her. I don't know. I didn't want to get into all that, but basically, I think it's better to be open to ride with different skill levels, because everybody's going to be at a different skill level. Sometimes you're going to be the faster rider, sometimes you're going to be the slower rider, sometimes you may be the gnarlier rider or the less gnarly rider. That's kind of the other thing, is there are people that I've ridden with who, like, when we're talking about flow trails, like, I'm way faster, but we get into the gnar and they are way faster. So that's kind of the other thing, is you know, you never know like where people's skill levels are at. They're all kind of different. They can all be kind of different. It's always cool to ride with people who are really well balanced. But yeah, like, I don't really know what I'm saying other than that, like, it's good to chill the F out and get out of ourselves and ride with other riders and share the stoke. So if you dug this video, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these kinds of things. Hit me up with questions. Holy crap, we almost did it again, and we're already like 13 minutes in. Crew, I'm really sorry. This is going to be a long one because we're going to get into your captions. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted that photo of like my bike, a close-up of my bike all muddy, and as you would expect, being who we are, there were a lot of poop jokes, but they were pretty much all coupled with Mexican food, which I find really interesting. I guess it's just kind of a thing we like to do. To be honest, I've mostly gotten sick off of burger food. Anyway, a lot of Mexican food and poop stuff. One of them I thought was pretty funny, which didn't have to do with Mexican food, was the Heyo said a DRD during ride dump. Another funny comment was trail graffiti. And then Jason DeVille wrote Q and D, which if you don't know is quick and dirty, which I thought was funny. And I'm gonna skip over most of the poop ones. And just get right to two of the ones that I thought were really cool, mostly because they were perceptive. They saw some detail. Wade Cox says, "That's at Snow Summit? This photo is fake. Ain't nothing but dust at Summit." And then he has a laughing, crying face. So good eye. And the other person who had the eagle eye was Drews Enthused, and he wrote, "The new MudWiz computer analyzes the muck you ride through." So if you look more closely at that photo, you should notice that I have a shock whiz in the photo, which actually I had forgotten about until Drew commented on that. So let's see, we'll give you another poop one really quick because I had so many. Carlos Ortegon writes, "Why you have post and not pre-ride burritos?" Mexican food. So yeah, the winner is gonna go to the winner is, because there's no, I was gonna say the prize is gonna go to, but there's no prize other than you being mentioned. The winner is gonna be Drews Enthused for the MudWiz computer comment, because not only was it cued into the details, but your comment made a good joke out of it. All right, so now if you dug this video, hit that like button. New content every Monday at 5 p.m. Hit the subscribe button and get that. It doesn't cost you anything. It just means I'm gonna show up in your feed and help support the channel. I know a fair number of you comment and I respond to your comments and you're not subscribed. So check to see if you're subscribed. Look at that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Hit me in the comments, questions, all that kind of stuff. Hope you dug it.